here they are asking us to balance equation 1.2 that is given in the text earlier. Now let us write the equation here. The equation is mg, one second, mg plus O2 gives rise to MgO. Now let's try to balance this equation. I'll just tell you the steps orally. Later we can write. Now the first step is that to draw the boxes. Let us actually draw it. Plus O2. Let's draw the boxes. Now the second step is that to count the number of atoms on both the sides of the arrow. Number of atoms of magnesium 1, oxygen 2, oxygen 1. The third step is that start with the atom to balance which is having the maximum number. Here it is oxygen, that is 2. When you multiply it with 2, we get 2 oxygen atoms, that is going to get balanced. So that we should also multiply on this, that it will become 2 MgO, that is it is 2 and it is also 2. We have 2 magnesium. In order to balance the magnesium, we need to multiply it with 2, so we get 2. Finally, the equation turned out to be 2 Mg plus O2 gives rise to 2 MgO. Now, there were 2 magnesium here, 2 magnesium here. Oxygen 2, oxygen 2. Hence, this skeletal equation got balanced. Now, we are going to start types of chemical reactions. We have till now we know we have studied about how to represent a chemical reaction, how does a chemical reaction takes place. We have represented the chemical reactions in two forms, that is a word equation form and also using the symbolic form. We have also learnt about how to balance a given skeletal equation. Everything is done. Now we are going to start the different types of chemical reactions. We have learned in class 9 that during a chemical reaction, atoms of one element do not change into those of another element, nor do atoms disappear. Actually, what happens is that in this chemical reactions, the atoms rearrange among themselves and there is a breakage of bond, forming of bond, everything takes place and a new substance is formed. Okay, it involves the breaking and making of bonds between atoms to produce new substances. You will study about types of bonds formed between atoms in third chapter and fourth chapter. We'll do later, well, when we go to that. The first type of reaction is a combination reaction. Before going into it, we are given an activity to do here, that is take a small amount of calcium oxide. We have taken a small amount of calcium oxide or quicklime in a beaker. Slowly add water. Touch the beaker. Do you feel any change in temperature? So when calcium oxide is added into water containing in a beaker, when you touch the beaker, you feel that the beaker gets heated up and you could sense the heat, that the beaker gets heated up. Okay, calcium oxide reacts vigorously with water to produce slacked lime or the calcium hydroxide, releasing a large amount of heat. So CaO plus H2O gives rise to CaOH twice plus heat. Now, if you see in this equation is more informative when the physical states of the compound is known. That is, here CaO we used is solid, H2O we used here is liquid. But in the case of the reaction where Fe reacting with H2O, in that case we got confused whether the H2O is in the liquid form or in the vapor form. So there the vapor form, here in liquid form. Okay, I hope this is clear. So once again, calcium oxide reacts vigorously with water to produce slacked lime calcium hydroxide, releasing a large amount of energy. In this reaction, calcium oxide and water combine to form a single product. Calcium oxide, water combine and you get only a single product on the right hand side. Such a reaction in which a single product is formed from two or more reactants is known as a combination reaction. Okay, so what is a combination reaction? A reaction in which two or more reactants, it should be two or more reactants to give only one product, only a single product, then it is said to be a combination reaction. Okay, now A solution of slaked lime produced by the reaction here. What is this? This is the slaked lime. It is a combination reaction. If once again I'll repeat, if two or more reactants form a single product, then we call it as a combination reaction. Clear? Use it for whitewashing walls. Calcium hydroxide reacts slowly with the carbon dioxide in the air to form a thin layer of calcium carbonate on the walls. So when you go to construction sites, when they're painting the walls, they use this calcium hydroxide or the slaked lime mixed with the carbon dioxide. It heads carbon dioxide, it sets into a hard mass called calcium carbonate and gives a whitewashing towards the walls. Okay, calcium carbonate is formed after 2 to 3 days of whitewashing and gives a shiny finish to the walls. It is interesting to know that the chemical formula of the marble is also CaCO3. The marble which you see on the floors is also made up of CaCO3, which is very interesting actually. Now, whether this reaction is a combination reaction or not? No. So on the reactant side, how many we have? 2. Product side, 2. So it's not. So in a combination reaction, we should get a ratio. I mean, we should get this 2 equals to 1. It's actually a small trick to remember. A combination reaction means 2 or more is equals to 1. That is, though how many reactants are there, let's take we have infinite number of reactants, we get only one product, and this results as a combination reaction. Let's know other examples as well. Burning of coal. Coal, that is carbon in the form of solid, is known as coal. When it burns with oxygen in the form of gas, gives rise to CO2 gas. This is the burning of coal. It's a combination reaction because two products giving rise to one reactant. Two reactants giving rise to one product. Okay. Coming to here, formation of water from H2 and O2. H2O2 gives rise to H2O. That is, two reactants react and they rearrange. The bond gets breaking, the bond gets formed, a new bond form and gives us a new product. And only one product. So this is a combination reaction. In simple language, we can say that when two or more substances, I mean elements or compounds, combine to give us a single product, then the reactions are called as combination reactions. In activity 1.4, we also observe that a large amount of heat is also evolved. This makes a reaction mixture warm. Reactions in which heat is released along with the formation of products is called as an exothermic chemical reaction. Other examples of exothermic reactions are, what are exothermic reaction? If there is a release of heat along with the products, then we call it as an exothermic reaction. No matter how many products are formed, either 1, 2, 3 or any number of products from, if there is a release of heat, you call it as an exothermic process. CH4 plus 2O2 gives rise to CO2 plus 2H2O. This is the burning of natural gas. Natural gas, methane. Do you know that respiration is also an exothermic process? Yes, respiration is an exothermic process. Due to the breakdown of food, a large amount of heat is released, which makes our body feel warmer. We all know that we need energy to stay alive. We get this energy from the food we eat. During digestion, the food is broken down into simpler substances. Rice, potatoes, bread that contain carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are broken down to form glucose, and this glucose combines with oxygen to the cells of our body and provides energy. And this energy is in the form of heat, and the specific name of this reaction is called the respiration. That is the breaking down of the glucose by combining with oxygen. And the process that we are going to study in chapter 6 as well, that is the process of respiration. Here you can find the glucose combining with oxygen, giving rise to carbon dioxide, H2O, and also energy. If you see the term energy in the product side, you could say it is an exothermic reaction where the energy is released. The decomposition of the vegetable matter into compost is also an exothermic reaction. Identify the type of reaction taking place in activity 1.1 where heat is given out along with the formation of a single product. So what is the reaction? That is Mg plus O2 gives rise to 2Mg plus O2 gives rise to 2Mg. Well, this is what we have balanced in the starting of the video, right? Now, what is this type of reaction? You have two products, two reactants and one product. That is, it is a combination reaction, and also a small amount of light is released. Light is also a form of energy, right? So it is also an exothermic reaction.